going ahead on the cameras, I guess. And like I mentioned before, both of these have single camera setups, 12 megapixel wide angle lenses. You can do 4K at 30 on both, which is really cool. Now, I think with the iPhone 6s camera, no one's going to be really super happy about this camera anymore, but it is actually still pretty decent. It's a wide angle lens, like I stated, and there's really not too much craziness. I mean, you can zoom in, zoom out, no portrait mode, no 4K at 60. You do have 4K at 30 though, which is pretty good. And I think for a 2015 phone, that's actually pretty decent. 720p camera up front. And I think for the most part, like if you really had to go and use a phone like this, I would say it's fine. The megapixel count is still the same on this phone as it is on something like an iPhone 12 Pro, which is pretty crazy. It's a 12 megapixel sensor. Obviously, it's not the same, but that is something that's actually kind of fascinating in my opinion. With something like a 6S Plus, I think you're definitely going to be getting a little bit of a better camera. The quality of this lens isn't really a crazy amount different because it's still a 12 megapixel 4K 30 camera, but the bigger difference is that this camera does have optical image stabilization, which I think is pretty cool. And I think that is a pretty decent change from something like an iPhone 6s and the standard iPhone cameras that came before it. So I think when it comes down to this camera in 2021, the iPhone 6s Plus is probably the better camera. So if you're trying to get a phone that has a better camera, the 6s Plus is definitely the better way to go. But I think the iPhone 6s camera is still pretty decent for the most part as well.